I've got a slightly different microphone. You'll have to let me know if it sounds any better or worse, especially if you're listening on headphones. But I've been experimenting a lot recently with titanium watches. And it cast my mind back a bit to Swiss Watch Company. This is a brand I tried maybe a year or two ago. And they had a really impressive offering with this titanium case that essentially looked like it wasn't titanium. I was going to say I can't remember what this one's called, but it says on the dial there, this is the Trench. And this one, as you can see, it actually looks more like stainless steel, but no, this is titanium. It doesn't have the normal dull finish. It's actually got very good finishing, also very, very thin. Unfortunately, as I told the brand, I just did not like the logo. And if anything, it's always been a massive pain point, and I know it's the same for many people who also watch my review of this watch. Well, it turns out that Swiss Watch Company, they have heard the crowd, they've heard the feedback, and they've acted on it. They've come up with a new logo, and apparently it's been getting good feedback during the product testing. So that's what we've got in here, supposedly. They've sent me one of their watches in for review on Ben's Watch Club, and I thought we'd unbox it today and take a first look at this logo, see if it's actually any better in the flesh. Or maybe they've made it worse. These things can go wrong from time to time. Let's have a look. Looks like we may have slightly different packaging here. I actually really liked the packaging beforehand, so we'll see if they've switched that up. Now, it's a similar style packaging again, but completely different type of leather. Now, I quite like the old rustic effect. This one's just a bit more streamlined. Although the logo on the packaging is the same as the old one, so I'm assuming because this is like a concept unit, they haven't got any new typography on the packaging yet. So here we have the new Swiss Watch Company logo. So this model is the Tumbler, I think they called it. And it's like a grey-blue colour, but let's have a closer look at the most important thing. This brand's now had a problem with specs, but what about the logo? Well, it's significantly more discreet. I mean, from this distance, my head's about 2 feet away almost from my hands here. I almost can't see the logo full stop. Now, obviously, I can see the cross at the top there. But yeah, it is very small. Let's peel off that. Okay. But yeah, that in itself immediately makes it better than the last one. Yeah, certainly looks much, much neater. Now, they sent me one or two kind of concept mock-ups of their new logo before, or at least pictures of a watch with it on. And I still think the same in person. I think this new one is a definite improvement over the previous cartoonish one, no doubt. But it is a little bit generic, and I'm sure we'll touch more on that in the full review. As for the rest of the watch, I quite like the tiered bit in the center. It drops down with one huge chamfered edge in the middle, if you can see that. And the rest of the case seems quite comparable to the previous one. Now, because this is automatic, whereas the previous Trench was hand wound, it is substantially thicker. And the case doesn't quite have that same faux steel look as the other one either. It does have a bit more of that titanium tinge to it. And I also noticed that on the back it still has the old logo, at least for now. I'm assuming that's because this is like a concept model essentially. But it looks good. It's a very clean design. There's some unusual choices with like the color scheme of the numbers in that. As for performance, what have we got here? Sellita SW200 inside. Okay. Sapphire Crystal, Swiss Luminova BL10. Apparently it's got a DLC coating on the titanium here as well, which I may well test with my scratch test picks. Anti-reflective coating looks good, especially now that I took the plastic off. 100-meter water resistance and screw down crown as well. And obviously it is Swiss made. It might be an American company, but the watches are made in Switzerland, a little like Hamilton. Now the watch is a little bigger than maybe I anticipated, because I don't like to familiarize myself too much with the spec sheet before these unboxing videos, because I want my reactions to be organic, essentially. Yeah, it is exactly on 41 mil, as they do say here in this press release. 47 across, 10.7 thick. Now, I'd say that fits exactly like a 41mm watch. It is too big for my arm, but then again, most watches are. But it seems fairly well built. Here's a closer look at the watch. It's got a textured dial on that inner portion too. Now, in reality, you don't get that like effervescent finish that you can see here, that like ink-like rainbow effect, that is just a trick of the light, I think, because in person it is just silver there. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think the logo's an improvement? And I'll be interested to see if they consider bringing the new logo over to the older PCs, because I think they could definitely benefit from it. That was the main thing holding watches like this back on the left, the typeface choice in the logo and that. But overall, I'd say it's a good job. Branding has got to be one of the hardest parts of this whole game, to be honest. Even the pros often struggle with it.